All righty, all righty, all righty. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, everybody. How art thou? Shondo's around the building. Shondo's in and out of the chat from hall to hall, wall to wall. Let Shondo's ring through. Wouldn't that be great if we had Shondo's all over the place? Then they'd be calling me all kinds of whores. Anyway, good morning, everyone. It is Saturday. It is time to be silly. Yes, it is Silly Saturday. We are wearing our Don't Kill My Vibe shirt, our 49ers hat, and we're ready for this. Let's do this today, y'all. Let's do this today. All right, y'all. Let me say hello to those in the chat already. Hey, little baby. Hey, Yana. Hey, Nicole Stevens, and anybody else that is coming through. What is up? What is going on? Glad you are here and glad to be here. We're gonna get in and get out today. We gonna got a few stories, just a few, just a little bit, and we're gonna try to push through, be silly, learn a couple things, get a little debaucherous, laugh a lot, and just be silly like we always are. Welcome to Silly Saturday. If you're new here, buckle your seatbelts, hold on for the ride. It's gonna be bumpy. If you need any of my information, it can be found up here for those people new here. And we are going to do what we do. Um, yeah. Anyway, so I'm thinking right now where to begin, how to start. Should I start bad or good? You know what? This is Silly Saturday. We start with the bad and end on a good note. Sometimes we sandwich, but this time we'll start off with our sugar spikes around America as we chronicle sugar diabetes inflicting people across the fruited plains. We'll start with that, and then we'll get to more lighthearted stuff. So let me see what we have first. Oh, in the great state of Georgia, you know, the southern states always seem to be on this never to be outdone thing. Like they never want to be outdone with their they never want to be outdone when it comes to proving how racist they can be or how much white supremacy they can display. And so not to be outdone, um Governor Brian Kemp wrote a letter or tweeted out a letter last month to the Georgia State Board of Education. And in that letter, he stated to them that critical race theory was divisive and also anti-American, a part of an anti-American agenda. And he went on and on and on blathering about how horrible critical race theory is and so forth. And he also said in this letter that the United States of America is not a racist country and that the state of Georgia is not a racist state. Hey, Regina. Hey, Amber. Hey, Nicole Stevens. Hey, Yana. Hey, Lil Baby. Hey, everybody, as you come in the chat. So let's, well, let me go further. So, with that being said, this past Thursday, the Georgia State Board of Education voted 11-2 to pass a resolution that denounces critical race theory and declares, among other things, The very same thing that Governor Kemp said, word for word, that, quote, the United States of America is not a racist country and that the state of Georgia is not a racist state. This is the same state where Marjorie Taylor Greene was elected and serves as a sitting representative of that great state in the United States Capitol building, the state of Georgia. Um, I would go into um the long and short of the resolution, but just briefly, the resolution basically says that slavery is a deviation from American founding principles, um, through policies such as the Three-Fifths Compromise. Um, and then they mention policies like the Three-Fifths Compromise and stuff like that. Here's the thing, Georgia. It also then go. I'm read this part too. It also goes on to say, with respect to their relationship to American values, slavery or racism are anything other than deviations from, betrayals of, or failures to live up to the authentic founding principles of the United States, which include liberty and equality. Last time I checked, Georgia State Board of Education. Pray for you. You going into Walmart. We'll say a prayer. God, please touch her, Lord. Touch, Lord. Keep her, Lord. Keep her at perfect peace, Lord. Keep those nefarious miscreants and derelicts of society away from her, God. Let her get in and out and find everything she needs. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Dear God, you got to pray for people when they go to Walmart. Oh, Lord. Anyway, last time I checked, ladies and gentlemen, this country was built on slavery. The founding principles of this country rest on the foundation and shoulders of slavery. Okay, that whole Three-Fifths Compromise that was written into the Constitution of these yet to be United States of America was there to proliferate slavery in these yet to be United States of America. I listen, I'm not going to get off of, hey, Quintessential, I'm not going to get off of the top of this mountain screaming from the rooftops about the fact that all over the United States of America, you have institutions whose job it is to um, validate, to and to determine what is and is not sanctioned as credible education within states, cities, municipalities, and so forth. Now going out of their way to do away with what we know as real and true education, to do away with research. Let's be clear, critical race theory is not just something that just happened in the last year or two. Critical race theory, the foundations and bases and research that goes into critical race theory, the first scholarly papers and research or things that was done in the in the lane of critical race theory started in the late 1960s and early 1970s, and it really caught hold back in, I believe, 88 or 89, where you really had critical race theory that was taught. um and so when you think about the fact that these Johnny come latelys are now banning critical race theory all across the fruited plains, because now it's this brand new phenomenon, and we as white people need to, protect ourselves from nefarious people who are trying to teach people that America is and always has been a horrible country because we're anthropomorphic. That is the word of the day. Anthropomorphism. That is what this is about. Anthropomorphism. That's what it's about. Hey, Fayette. Anthropomorphism. White people can only think of themselves, and that's it. They don't think of anybody else as being as good. They don't think of anybody else as being as worthy. They don't think of anybody else but themselves. And so they're always going to paint themselves in a positive light, which is why all over the fruited plains, states across the country, both red and blue, are going out of their way to ban critical race theory. Now, what does this mean if you have children living in the state of Georgia? If you have children living in the state of Georgia, hey, Fayette, hey, Evie, what that means is K through 12 education will be obviating anything that deals with slavery. Anything that teaches that slavery was horrible. Anything that deals with the fact that it was white people who enslaved Africans and brought them to this country and really goes into teaching the level of racism that was involved with slavery will now be obviated out of the education system in the great state of Georgia. Not only in K through 12, but also you have to think that the State Board of Education also governs state universities, state colleges and universities. And so now when you talk about going to a Georgia State University or I'm trying to think, Georgia Southern University, University of Georgia, all of the state schools, now they're going to have to go and reassess and do um, an examination of their um, courses and instructions and the manner in which those courses and instructions are instructed, because now the State Board of Education has deemed that they can't have any parts of critical race theory. What's up, Jason? What's good? I'm just saying. So you're now going to have a whole generation of students now that's going to grow up thinking that America was this wonderful, peachy place that never did anything horrible. It'd be like Germany trying to distance itself from the Holocaust, saying that, oh, that never happened, when it did happen. America, you can't have it both ways. You cannot separate yourself from your past and the atrocities that you did to to the people of this country, to the people who built this country. Right. We had whole internment camps for the Asian Americans, but they paid them off. They ain't gave us black people a goddamn dime. That's my question, little baby. So now, if I'm majoring in African American studies and things like that, what then now? And let's be clear, it's white people and their white fragility and their mantle of white privilege and their breastplate of white supremacy that they don, and they make decisions like this because they look at something like critical race theory. And even though critical race theory does not outright say white people are bad and white people did all it does is it examines the role that race plays in laws and the role that race plays in government and in how society has been able to navigate through through history, and how race has played a factor in that. But because white people know that they have been you know, their race in particular has been the reason for a lot of atrocities, and their race in particular has been the reason for a lot of horrible things that have happened in the history of mankind. Now they want no parts of it because they're anthropomorphic. I told you it's the anthropomorphism. They cannot have any parts of anything that make them look like they are not great. Hey, Mariah Whitney. Now, I haven't gone through all of the schools in Georgia to see which HBCUs are a are state schools. I'm sure there probably is some. I'm just not. I can't say off the top of my head because I'm not familiar with. I know in Florida, FAMU is a state school, and if something like this went down at FAMU, which is an HBCU, um, and it's a state HBCU, then that could present a problem. In a state like North Carolina, where you got North Carolina A&T, which is a state school, if things like that, and you have the Board of Regents in Florida that governs colleges, or you have the Department of Education, or different boards that govern state schools and universities. Hey, crackhead Willie, come through and say that you can no longer teach really what slavery was, or teach the racism that America was a part of anymore, then how then do you have credible degrees in things like history, American history? And I ain't said African American history. I'm just saying American history. How then do you have credible degrees in African American studies and things like that? It's just, I don't. You have politicians that are flexing now and pressuring entities like boards of educations, pressuring. We saw it last administration with 45 when he pressured the CDC to put out certain things that went against scientific reasoning. And so now we have governors in some of these red states and some blue states that are pressuring boards of educations and entities and organizations and institutions whose responsibility it is to determine pedagogy and to determine what is deemed credible and valid with regard to education. They are being pressured to remove certain things, to remove researched doctrine and researched education from the education sector. They're going against everything that is education, which is rooted and founded in research. Now, the anthropomorphism of white Americans will preach and scream all about the atrocities that every other country and every other place around the globe did to all of their people. But they ain't gonna tell you no parts of what they did. Oh no. Oh no. I'm just saying. So now, instead of teaching real history, we're teaching fairy tales. But this isn't anything new. Let's be clear. Most of us, when we grew up and we learned American history, they told you all how great America was with it when it talks about Native Americans and stuff like that. So I'm sure Native Americans at this point are looking at us black folks like, join the party, pal. Welcome to the party, pal. Because we've been dealing with this since them fuckers came over here. They don't rewrote history and all. Because every time you hear about how this country was started, they make it like America, like white people came over here and did nothing to Native Americans. Like they came over here and the Native Americans just said, "Oh, here's our country, here's our land. Let us help you take our land and all of our food and everything because We're savages and we don't know anything and we need you all to help us. Listen, it goes it goes back to I matter of fact, I was not, but I'm gonna find this anyway. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. America. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I want to read to y'all this oh, here we go. Um because like I said, this is not a new phenomenon, okay? Like I said, hey E Starkey, the Native Americans have been dealing with this for a long time. And hold on, let me find this. I think that was hold on. I can't I should have I didn't know I was gonna go down this road. I really want to find this. Damn it, I can't find it. And normally I can find stuff that I need really fast. Mm, hold on, y'all. I can't find it. Hold on, y'all. I'm never gonna find this now. Now that I need it, I can't find it. Damn it. But I'm gonna find it. Watch. I know y'all looking at me like this is not good viewing, Teddy. I'm now this is gonna bother me that I can't find this. God damn it. Oh, okay. I think I found it. I think I found it, y'all. There we no. I think I might have found it. All right. I finally found it. Jesus. So I couldn't find it. And the reason I want to go through this is it brings some context. Like I said, what the country is doing now to the history of Black people here in America has been going on since the inception of these yet to be United States of America. This attack on critical race theory, okay, is something that's been going on for centuries now. Back in 1927, there was a council of all of the um, Native American tribes in and around Illinois area around Chicago or in the state of Illinois. And some of them went over even into Minnesota. Anyway, they wrote a letter to William Hale, who at the time was president, not president, dear God, mayor of the city of Chicago. Hey, MBN. And in that letter, they wrote to the mayor of Chicago because what they were doing at that time, they were adopting textbooks that wrote how great the Americans were and how horrible the Indians were. This is in 1927. I'm going to read y'all this letter. It might take me a little bit. It's not a long, long letter, but I want y'all to hear what these Native Americans wrote to the mayor of Chicago. And we're talking about, and it all plays in because here we're talking about, they were talking about the adoption of textbooks that would rewrite history and teach the wrong history of what happened to Native Americans. And now we're about to have that sweeping across this country where they want to talk about banning critical race theory because they want to reteach what really happened and they want to paint a picture of America and really paint a picture of Black people that was not so. I want to read you all this. This was written on December 1st of 1927. It says to the mayor of Chicago, you tell all white people America first. We believe in that. We are the only ones truly that are 100%. We therefore ask you while you are teaching school children about America first, teach them truth about the first Americans. We do not know if school histories are pro-British, but we do know that they are unjust to the life of our people, the American Indian. They call all white victories battles and all Indian victories massacres. The battle with Custer has been taught to school children as a fearful massacre on our parts. We ask that this, as well as other incidents, be told fairly. If the Custer battle was a massacre, what was Wounded Knee? History books teach that Indians were murderers. Is it murder to fight in self-defense? Indians killed white men because white men took their buffalo. I'm sorry, because white men took their lands, ruined their hunting grounds, burned their forests, destroyed their buffalo. White men pinned our people on reservations, then took away the reservations. White men who rise to protect their property are called patriots. Indians who do the same are called murderers. White men call Indians treacherous, but no mention is made of broken treaties on the parts of the white man. White men say that Indians were always fighting. It was only our lack of skill in the white man's, I'm sorry, white men say that Indians were always fighting. It was only our lack of skill in the white man's warfare that led to our defeat. An Indian mother prayed that her boy be a great medicine man rather than a great warrior. Is it true that we had our own small battles, but in the main, we were peace loving and home loving? White men called Indians thieves, and yet we lived in frail skin lodges and needed no locks or iron bars. White men called Indians savages. What is civilization? Its marks are a noble religion and philosophy, original arts, stirring music, rich history, and legend. We had these. Then we were not savages, but a civilized race. We made blankets that were beautiful, that the white man with all his machinery has never been able to duplicate. We made baskets that were beautiful. We wove in beads and colored quills, designs that were not just decorative motifs, but were the outward expression of our very thoughts. We made pottery, pottery that was useful and beautiful as well. Why not make school children acquainted with the beautiful handicrafts in which we were skilled? Put in every school Indian blankets, blankets, pottery. We sang songs that carried in their melodies all of the sounds of nature, the running of waters, the sighing of the winds, the calls of the animals. Teach these to your children that they may come to love nature as we love it. We had our statesmen, and their oratory has never been equaled. Teach the children some of these speeches of our people, remarkable for their brilliant oratory. We played games, games that brought good health and some bodies. I'm sorry, the games that brought good health and sound bodies. Why not put these in your schools? We told stories. Why not teach school children more of the wholesome proverbs and legends of our people? Tell them how we loved all that was beautiful, that we killed game only for food, not for fun. Indians think white men who kill for fun are murderers. Tell your children of the friendly acts of Indians to the white people who settled here. Tell them of our leaders and heroes and their deeds. Tell them of the Indians such as Black Partridge, Shabana, and others who many times saved the people of Chicago at great danger to themselves. Put in your history books the Indians' part in the World War. Tell how the Indians fought for a country of which he was not a citizen, for a flag to which he had no claim, and for a people that have treated him unjustly. The Indian has long been hurt by these unfair books. We ask only that our story be told in fairness. We do not ask that you overlook what we did, but we do ask that you understand it. A true program of America First will give a generous place to the culture and history of the American Indian. We ask this, Chief, to keep sacred the memory of our people. That's the end of the letter. So, that whole letter, ladies and gentlemen, word for word, is great, phenomenal writing. Went did all that it needed to be done. And now what you have some 100 years ago, almost at this point, where you had William Hale and the city of Chicago was adopting these textbooks, and their whole thing, there was this thing going around sweeping the country called America First, America First, America First, where they were supposed to teach children America first. And so that's why he talked about in there, what about the first Americans? And they talked all about how, how they rewrote history. And that's exactly what we have going on in the United States right now. So as Black people, as people that have been dealt atrocities by white men, we need not look any further than the Native Americans who have suffered this plight of having history retaught, and who have suffered the plight of being told that they were savages. Y'all know when they show you movies and things of indigenous people over in Africa or African tribes and things like that, they always try to make them out like they're savages and things like that, when that's not the case. A mess. I thought that was a good um little letter because I remember I taught that letter one time. I couldn't find it. I was searching for it. And I wanted to talk about that. Let me see what y'all are saying over here. Let me see. I'm a part of a coalition that is demanding Congress enact a U.S. Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Commission. Hashtag unlock the truth to expose and tell the truth about this country. These white folks in Arizona are trying to defile Indian sacred land for prop. Well, they've been doing that since they got here. Civilization is an agreement to follow rules amongst groups of people. They are gonna steal their water rights. Yep. Hear me, water rights. Yep. If you don't know your history, you're doomed to. Yep. So I felt it necessary to read that letter because the things that he talked about in that letter when he was speaking of Native Americans rings true with what is currently happening and about to start really happening across the country with regard to real history of what happened to Black people in this country. Chief Joseph in DC. I'll look that MVN. If you find that speech that you're talking about with Chief Joseph in DC, send it to me because I'd love to read that. Send that to me. All right, so that is what is going on in the great state of Georgia. Should you be alarmed? Absolutely. Is it time to be afraid? It certainly is. And in more sugar spikes, America's hemorrhoid, Ron DeSantis, decided to say Happy Pride Month on June 1st. How did America's swollen, inflamed, enraged hemorrhoid say Happy Pride Month? By signing a bill into law that bans transgenders participating in sports. Happy Pride Month. Mind you, to date, there's only been 2 incidents of a trans person participating in sports in the whole state of Florida in all this time and years. But they passing bills as if there's just some great, there all of the trans people are coming, they're coming, all of the trans people are coming all over there's an epidemic of trans, women participating in girls' sports. And it's not fair. How many instances of this has happened over all of these years? In the state of Florida, which is what, the fourth or fifth largest state in the country? Fourth or fifth largest state, I think it's 4 or 5 in terms of largest states in the country. In all these years, how many instances? 2. But y'all around here passing laws and all of this stuff in the great state of Florida, where it's June, and he made it a point to wait until the first day of Pride Month to do this. Let's be clear. He was lined, flanked, I should say, by young girls who, didn't want to have to suffer the plight of having to run against a trans girl. That's not happening, sir. That's not what's going on. So let me see if I can find some of the parts of what this young man is saying. This young man said, "We believe in the state of Florida protecting the fairness and integrity of women's athletics." Because y'all just so here for women, right? In Florida. The same state where you have a representative who is allegedly, who's accused allegedly of sex trafficking of young underage girls who you all are allowing to sit in the halls of Congress in Washington, D.C., representing the state of Florida. But you want to sit up there and get up here and talk to me about how concerned you are about the plight of young women and women's athletics specifically. He goes on to say, "I can tell you that in Florida, girls are going to play girls' sports and boys are going to play boys' sports." Really? Really? Now, I should tell you that the governor of the great state of Florida, I told you he was flanked by these teenage girl athletes. You would think that he would have chose, because you're the governor of the state of Florida, that you would choose female athletes from maybe the local public school or something like that. No, dude, 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 dude. What do? You go to Trinity Christian Academy, which is the most, which I know of Trinity Christian Academy. And they are very rigid and strict with regard to conformity and with regard to things that they allow and don't allow at their school. And so he's flanked by these teenage girl athletes from there, because that a school like Trinity Christian Academy is is where you go when you want to tout your homophobia and transphobia. So what he signed Senate Bill SB 1028 into law on the first day of LGBTQIA plus Pride Month. Um, Prior to him signing, which bans trans kids from school sports, um, as opposed to saying, well, let's think this out, let's try to work this out, maybe even have a category for trans kids. You're just going to ban them, period, from sports in the great state of Florida. FHSAA, which is Florida High School Athletic Association, has allowed trans kids to participate in Florida sports since 2013 with zero problems. Why? Because there's only been 2 instances and there was no problem during those 2 incidences. So there's not a single reported incident of a problem or any concern with a trans student participating in sports in Florida. But y'all got to make a point. Y'all got to flex and all of this shit that y'all got going on with your goddamn sugar spikes in my state of Florida. So what do we say to children now? Nope. You can't have no parts of this sports. Nope. You want to participate in what? No, you won't be doing that. Not in this great state of Florida. Nope, we're not doing that. What's up, Mr. Price? This is what we got going on. It's what the fuck we got going on. This is happening on the first day of Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. This is what y'all got going on. Ron just said, now, here's how you know this was calculated, okay? We later find out that The deadline for the bill to be signed into law was June 12th, which is this is how insidious and how heinous these people. Let me tell you how calculated these people are. Y'all want to know what June 12th is of this year? What June 12th, 2021 will be? June 12th, 2021 is the 5-year anniversary of the Pulse massacre down in Orlando. Okay? That was the date that they strategically made that the deadline that bill could be signed. And so he said, "Oh no, I'm not going to do it on that day." But to be even more heinous and more homophobic and transphobic, I'll do it on the first day of Pride Month. Because this is what y'all got going on in my great state of Florida. A reporter asked him, was there a message that he was trying to send by signing it on the first day of Pride Month? To which he answered, "It's not a message to anything other than saying we're going to protect fairness and women's sports." Some of these organizations say they're not going to hold events if you do this. Just let me say very clearly, in Florida, we're going to do what's right. We'll stand up to corporations. They are not going to dictate the policies in this state. We will stand up to groups like the NCAA who think they should be able to dictate the policies in different states. Y'all give me a moment because I feel myself having a whole sugar. Uh, 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 oh, God. Jesus, keep me near the cross. There's a precious fountain. Keep me, Lord. I'm having whole sugar spikes around here, y'all. Uh, what do y'all want me to do with this? What do y'all want me to do with this? What do y'all want me to do with this? Because I don't know. I can't. I can't. What do y'all want me to do with this? I don't know what else to say, but this is what we have going on. And it doesn't end as much as horrible as this sounds. There's a whole lot of people, black people included, who don't give a shit and who say that ain't my problem. I ain't got no trans child, and if my child did try to be trans, I ain't gonna let them. That's probably what you got a lot of people saying. But I don't understand why we as a country are now in the business of removing people from the word equality, because there's no equity here in these yet to be United States of America. There's nothing equitable about being a part of any minority or group of marginalized people in these yet to be United States of America. It's so bad that you got white men wanting sympathy in their supremacy, wanting sympathy, and equating wearing a mask to Jim Crow laws in the same country. You have a governor who, in his own state, 5 years ago, had one of the bloodiest massacres. Okay, happen, and you sign a bill or make the deadline of that bill to be signed on the 5 year anniversary, and that bill directly affects the people, many of the people that were involved in that bloody massacre, and you sign it on the day that is supposed to be to celebrate some of these people, and you mean to tell us, and mind you, this is the same state where there is zero incidences of any problems with trans students participating in sports. Not a single report or incident. But you just gotta flex because it makes you uncomfortable. You make me uncomfortable, Ron DeSantis. Can we write laws that make you go away because you make me uncomfortable? Can we ban you from ever being a part of life at this point? Like, I don't understand why there's a need to go and you want to talk about people being racist, homophobic, and all types of other horrible adjectives that I could use. You want to paint yourself as not being that, but you do things and you enact laws that shape how people live, that make it not equitable for everybody. I don't know. I don't have any words. My brain is getting angry, and when my brain gets angry, I start to have sugar spikes and I say horrible things about people. So I should probably move on. I mean, at this point, some white girl, it's probably going to be some little white girl that's going to have a problem with a real black girl that beats her in something. She's going to go cry to her mom and dad, who's going to have influential friends, and they're going to pass a law that then says, oh, we don't want black students participating with white students because they have an unfair advantage. That's, y'all think that's kind of bullshit coming down the pipe? We're talking about white fragility. We're talking about white fragility. And if little Aaron, Erin, Aaron, little Aaron goes and cries to mommy and daddy, I was beaten and I was embarrassed so bad because this little black girl, she beat me and it's not fair. It's just so not fair. And she beat me so bad and I was so embarrassed and all the kids in school laughed at me. And how does she get to be so strong and have all of these unfair advantages? It's always the black kids. I don't understand. You need to do something. And she'll start crying. And little mommy and daddy, Karen and Tom, will then call their friend who is somebody of influence and can get to the governor's office and some stupid shit. Yeah, go ahead and email that to me, MVN. And do you think for real, these people are not past beyond passing a bill or some legislation that now says, oh no, we don't want the black people racing against, our white children because they have an unfair advantage. Yep. At the moment that we start banning people from certain things, where do we draw the line? What happens then? it becomes a very slippery slope. Absolutely. Caster Semenya, if you remember in the Olympics, they kept saying that she was a man, she was a man, and she was not a man. She was born a woman. She just had abnormally high testosterone. I don't know. Anyway, now here's what's so funny. Here is the irony in all of this, okay? So the bill was sponsored by a white woman, Karen, Florida Senator Kelly Stragel. I'm sorry, Stargell, out of the Lakeland area, which is around the Orlando area. Lakeland is around Orlando area, Central Florida. She sponsored this bill. Her daughter, though, wrote an op-ed piece to the Orlando Sentinel against this whole bill and against the ban. And urged Ron DeSantis to grow a pair of ovaries. I said, you know what? So you got mama over here. You would have thought, I would have thought that the mom was doing this because maybe her daughter faces. No, that's not the case. She's just being a whole ass homophobe. She's just being a whole ass transphobic person. Not, I told y'all there's been zero incidents with regard to trans students having a problem with trans students participating in athletics. Her own daughter is not even here for the bill and thinks that the bill is wrong. A mess. A mess. That's what y'all got going on in my great state of Florida. This is what y'all got going on. So, Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh, yes. Show me the money, Cuba Gooding Jr. So, Cuba Gooding Jr. Had a civil lawsuit that a woman by the name of Natasha Ashworth had filed against him, claiming that he repeatedly tried to grab her butt at this nightclub. And so he failed to ever respond to the lawsuit and failed to ever show up. And so the the woman won default adjudication or default judgment, meaning because he never showed up, well, we gonna, you know, find in your favor and so forth. And they now it's going to go to trial for the settlement, well, to see what damages will be um, bestowed upon said lady. Now, this is the same Cuba Gooding Jr., who is an Oscar winner. Oh, yes. The same Cuba Gooding Jr., who has been accused, allegedly accused of misconduct by at least 30 women. Some of you, these accusations are alleging that he inappropriately touched them. Another woman um, filed another lawsuit against him last year in August, and she accused him of raping her twice in a Soho hotel in 2013. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. If y'all remember, he got arrested in 2019. If you remember that whole big thing where he got arrested, and I just haven't heard a whole lot of outcry about Cuba Gooding Jr. Like I don't see the surviving Cuba Gooding Jr. videos and television broadcasts, but you have an Oscar award winning actor that has some 30 plus accusations of inappropriate conduct, one including a woman who says that he raped her twice. Now, he's denied all allegations, but I don't think that many people going to come out. 30 plus? But I don't see the outcry. Just saying. I'm just saying. Where the cancel culture now? I mean, we canceled R. Kelly. Where's the cancel culture for? I don't see people saying that they're not gonna watch Boys in the Hood no more. I don't see people saying they're not gonna watch Jerry Maguire no more. Is that what he won the Oscar? What did he win the Oscar for? Was it Jerry Maguire? I don't remember what he won the Oscar for. I think it was Jerry Maguire. Who knows? I don't know. But I don't see people say, "Oh, I ain't watching no more Cuba Gooding Jr. movies." I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Where is the outcry? Hey, love and my peace. Why are we not screaming from the rooftops about Cuba Gooding Jr.? And this, and you notice this story has not gotten a lot of traction. And so he's out here, and he out on bail. I don't think he's still in custody. I think he's out on bail or bond or whatever like that, free to roam about and you know, perform sexual misdeeds and misconducts on more women, allegedly. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But y'all know the white people see it for him. So I maybe he feels safe. The white people saw it for Bill Cosby too. You see where they got him. They'll remind you real fast that you black. I'm not saying that Cuba Gooding falls in that category of people who don't think they black. Let's be clear. I hope you don't think that you can cloak yourself in the mantle of white privilege because you have white friends. I don't know what color they are, MVN. I have no idea. I really haven't looked that far into the story. And when I saw this came across my desk, I was like, interesting. I didn't even know that there were that many accusations against Cuba Gooding Jr. And it's interesting that it's not getting a lot of traction. Hey, BR Burns. It's now that would I wonder now to be a MVN whether or not his alleged victims are mostly white or mostly black or women of color. I'd love to know. I might give you some idea as to what is going on, but he ain't saying show me the money no more. He said show me the cuter, show me the tatas, show me your, cooch. Um, um, I don't, I don't know what to say, but I need people to keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. Don't start picking and choosing now who you are and who you are not going to speak out against and speak out about. Keep the same energy. I'm just saying. I ain't telling you who to free. I ain't telling you who to let out of jail. But I'm telling y'all, please keep the same energy. Okay? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Um, Mike Tyson out here snitching, y'all. That young man is out here snitching. So if you remember back in, I believe it was 92, Mike Tyson went to jail and was there was a beauty contestant that said that she was sexually assaulted by Mike Tyson. It went to court. He got sentenced to 6 years in jail, in prison, if you remember. He only did 3 years of that 6 year prison sentence. So now, some almost 30 years later, Mike Tyson is snitching on how he got out of jail, how he got his get out of jail free card. So allegedly, he's claiming that in order to get out of jail free, he had to let me see what he had. He had an interview with, I believe, Vlad TV. Y'all know Vlad TV be getting all the exclusives. Okay, they don't fuck off. Um and Mike Tyson, who's snitching out here, okay, he's a whole ass snitch out here. I hear you, Jason, but I have to call it like I sees it. Mike Tyson is out here snitching. So here's how Mr. Tyson claimed that he got out of jail free. He says that his prison counselor used to have him give her money and do, quote, really nasty stuff with her. Hey, Tanya. And yes, when you say really nasty stuff, we're going down that rabbit hole. So he around here having his people break her off funds, and then he's breaking her off with his 3-inch peen down to the prison house. We've seen the new pictures of Mike Tyson. It's about this big, y'all. It's really about that big. I mean, it's about that big. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was eating her blocks out or something. I don't know. But he said he was doing really nasty stuff with her. And I don't know what that means, because last time I checked, Mike Tyson ain't working with a whole lot. So I don't think he was blowing her back out. Or he could have been eating the cooter, or eating the booty hole, or licking the booty hole. I don't know. I'm just saying. Um, I need details, Mike Tyson, on what these what this really nasty stuff was, because yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson wasn't ugly back in the day. He was back in the day. He was not an ugly man. But he wasn't working with a whole lot. I mean, he was chiseled. He had a nice body, but he wasn't working with a whole lot. He was not working with a whole lot. So yeah, y'all say it's not the motion, the sound of the boat, it's the motion in the ocean. But if I'm stuck in the middle of the ocean, I tell y'all all the time, I feel much safer on a cruise ship than I do on a life raft. That's to be clear. If given the choice, a cruise ship or a life raft, I'm sure you're going to choose the cruise ship, because you can have more fun. There's more things that you can do on a cruise ship than there is that you can do on a life raft. You're much safer on a cruise ship than you are on a life raft. Hey, Button Jessica. She done popped out the bushes. And this is no slight against those people who are phallically challenged. Okay? This is no slight to the people who are phallically challenged. But Ain't a whole lot of women out here saying, "Oh, give me that life raft. Screw the cruise ship." Just saying. And hell, Mike Tyson don't even from the pictures. He don't even look like he got a life raft. He look like he got a flotation device. I'm just saying. Child. But allegedly, he's saying that he paid the counselor off and broke her off. I'm sure the statute of limitations on this is probably over, seeing as how that's almost 30 years ago now. So I'm sure he feels, at this point he can say whatever he wants. But if I'm this counselor, I'm looking sideways at Mike Tyson like, really, dude? Because if he's come out and say this, how many other times did this happen? I'm just saying. If it happened once, it'll happen again. But that's what's going on with Mike Tyson, y'all. He around here snitching. He is around here snitching. Snitches get stitches and end up in ditches last time I checked. But I guess if you're Mike Tyson, you can go out there and snitch and not care. Because you know a bitch ain't gonna come. And he ain't named names, BR Birds, but I guess if you're Mike Tyson, you feel like I wish a bitch would. And I'm gonna leave Mike Tyson alone. Tiffany Haddish is out here being fast, y'all. This girl is out here being fast. So Miss Haddish has been selected to play Florence Griffith Joyner in a biopic. Now, if you don't know who for the young kids who don't know who FloJo is, Florence Griffith Joyner, better known as FloJo, was an Olympic track star. She, everybody remembers her from that 1988 um, Olympics, where she set the world record in the 100 and 200. That still stands today. Her world record in the 100-meter and 200-meter dash still stands today. Some, what is that, 33 years later, no woman, they don't even come close to breaking her records that she has in the 100 and 200. She died in 1998 from a seizure. Um, and it was a big thing. But I remember around the 88 Olympics, there was a big thing because they claimed that she had to be on steroids and she had to be on drugs because if you remember around that time, late 80s, during the 80s, steroids epidemic was really big. You had the whole German team that was this female team that was disqualified, or was it a male team? It was a German team that was disqualified from the Olympics because of that. You had Ben Johnson from Canada who was disqualified. I think it was from that 88. It was either the 88 or 92 Olympics that he was disqualified from because he was drugged out on steroids, and that was that one that he beat um my relative, who's really my relative, Carl Lewis. um I think that was 92. No, I think Ben Johnson was 88. I don't know, but anyway, so the thing is they kept saying, oh, she must be on steroids, and she never failed a drug test. She never failed. She just had a God-given talent for running. Beautiful woman, long flowing hair, long flowing hair, and she used to wear those real long nails, if y'all remember, um and stuff like that, and she used to be out there running. Now, here's my issue. Tiffany Haddish does not have the acting chops, I think, to pull this off. I don't know. Tiffany Haddish is not to we're not gonna do the if you've never seen Carl Lewis's national anthem, you are missing one of the greatest things ever recorded. When anybody singing the national anthem, it says, "Uh oh," and then in the middle of the song, he says, I'll make up for it now." When he said, "And the rocket, red glare," and then he said, "Oh, oh God." It is the funniest thing I've seen. So I haven't watched that thing in years. But listen, whew, it's so funny. All you got to do is do a YouTube search. Oh, that says Carl Lewis national anthem. You'll find it. He has on this like orange jacket. It's just a whole bit. He had on this the orange is like the same orange you see up here by that. It's like that same color orange. He got the whole Jerry curl thing going at the top. Oh, listen, if I could play it and knew that I would not get a copyright claim, I would do it. If I can find it on something that wasn't on YouTube, let me see if I can find it on a medium that's not YouTube. I might can play it then. Um, Let me see. Call Lewis. Anyway, while I'm looking for this, when I typed in Carl Lewis in Google, the first thing it said was national anthem. Anyway, let me see. God, everything I'm seeing for it is on YouTube. Damn it. I'm trying to see if I can find it on another platform besides YouTube, because I can't very I probably could. I've seen people play other YouTube stuff, but hold on, let me see if this is it. Because I just went to a website, and even that website, the video that they have is from YouTube. Everything I'm finding, y'all just gonna have to go find it yourself. I know I'm not gonna find anything that's not on YouTube. Give us Mississippi count. Give us 3 Mississippi count. Yeah, I can't mess up. I'm not gonna 3 seconds is fair use. Child. I probably could play the audio. Y'all want me to? Okay. I'm gonna play the audio. Hold on, y'all. I can play the audio. I'm sure. Hold on, because it's just that horrible. It's worth the laugh that we're about to have at his expense. Okay, because all right, all right. Here is the audio. I'm surprised you've never heard that it's so bad. This is just for y'all because I love y'all. Hey, watermelon sugar. Wait, no, that they cut it off. Hold on, I gotta find the long version. That's the long version. But you hear it, right? Y'all hear this travesty, right? Hold on. Y'all hear this travesty, right? Y'all hear it, right? Exactly. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. This is just for y'all, just because I love y'all. I'm doing this just for y'all. I gotta find it. Hold on. I'm trying to find the whole thing. I'm trying to find the whole thing for y'all. I can't seem to find it. Is this it? All right. Hopefully this is it. Hopefully, y'all. Hopefully. I can't find the full version. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped the part where he said, "Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on." No, you won't. The I gotta find a I can't find a full version of it, but you get the gist. That was him saying, um, oh, oh, I think I might have found it. Hold on. Okay, here's the full version. Here's the full version. All right, here we go. Full version. Okay, we ready now. We in that now. This the full version. This just for y'all. Just for y'all. Can y'all hear it? Thank you, but Jessica. No, you won't. Y'all can't hear it? I think it's just you, BR Burns. Oh, wait. Maybe y'all could hear it. Put a one in the chat if you could hear it. Put a 27 if you couldn't. I'm sorry, but I tried. I tried, y'all. Thank you, but Jessica, for your super chat. If you could hear it, oh, y'all couldn't hear it. Oh, I tried. Well, I'm gonna put the link. That's the best I can do at this point. I tried. Anyway, I'm gonna put the link, and y'all can go and watch it. I tried. I really tried, but it's probably YouTube. You know how they do with me. Y'all know how YouTube do me. They don't like me like that. Hey, Mom Chip. Hey, Nappy Child. I saw y'all sneak up in here. Y'all snuck up in here. Anyway, that was Carl Lewis. We started talking about Carl Lewis because we was talking about um Tiffany Haddish playing FloJo. Now, let me say this. I don't feel like Tiffany Haddish has the acting chops to pull this off. This is a serious role, is not going to be comedy. I don't know how I feel about it. And if you're gonna play FloJo, you're gonna have to commit yourself to it. Like you're gonna have to go to the gym and get them guns like FloJo used to have. And you're gonna have to make it work and really delve into that role. And I just don't know that Tiffany Haddish has the acting chops to pull it off. Now she might, she might do a wonderful job, but I just don't know. Hey Boogie L. Um, I just don't know. I think there's a whole lot of people that they could have picked for this. I don't know that I'm okay with it being Tiffany Haddish. Like, if you're going to give me this story, I need somebody who I know can really encapsulate Florence Griffith Joyner and all that she went through. And Tiffany Haddish, to me, we've never even really, I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know that we've even seen Tiffany Haddish play serious roles like this. Hey, Miss Queenie, have we seen Tiffany Haddish, play serious roles like this before? Maybe she has, and I just don't remember. But I'm not here for it. Give me somebody who is, for example, when y'all did Tina Turner, we needed somebody who had the chops to do it. You gave me Angela. Angela came out there, and Angela, you couldn't have told us she wasn't Tina Turner. Okay. Um, so if I think the story of FloJo is an untold story that should be told, and it is important to us that you should have somebody who can really go in there and do the damn thing. She played Madam C.J. Walker. I see. I didn't know that. Was she good? I just want to know what y'all think. Do you all think that Tiffany Haddish can pull this off? We'll see. We'll, like you said, she might surprise us and pull it off. We'll see. But I think that there's any number of actresses that they could have done and that or they could have selected to do this. And I don't even. Tiffany Haddish is not even on any of my pages and pages of people to choose from when picking this or somebody to play this role. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hey, lovely day. So yeah, I don't know if I'm here for that. Who would I have casted? I don't know. I don't know. Um, um, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head who I would have casted. But I mean, there are people who are credentialed and licensed as casting directors and stuff like that, or casting agents. And there are scores of black women out there that are phenomenal actresses. I could see a Tracy Ellis Ross doing it because, and I say that because Tracy Ellis Ross has a FloJo esque look to her. She would have to do like most, but actors and actresses do that. They'll go to the gym for a role and make sure their body type is good for that. I don't want Allison Felix just because she's a sprinter doesn't mean she needs to play FloJo. I need somebody who's an actress that can do the job and act for me and become her. Um, so I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted y'all to know Tiffany Haddish out here being fast, honey. She out here being fast. Our last story, I think this is our last story of the day. So we're gonna talk about the price of air. What do you mean the price of air? Good question. So um an Italian artist by the name of Salvatore Garau, Garau, sold his sculpture titled Lo Sono, which translates to I am, for $18,000, which in the art world isn't a lot of money. If we're really being honest, y'all got art, you know, sculptures and paintings that sell for millions of dollars. But what's interesting, hey Jenkins, what's interesting about this is Zoe Kravitz could play that. I could see Zoe Kravitz doing that. Now, that's a good pick, VR Burns, Zoe Kravitz. I like that pick. What's interesting is this sculpture is invisible. Let me say that again. This sculpture is invisible. Let me say that a third time. The sculpture is invisible. I didn't say it was clear. I didn't say it was transparent. I said it is invisible. Now they had expected it to go for $6,000 to $9,000, but it went for $18,000. Between $6,000 and $9,000, it went for $18,000. That means you go and there's nothing there. I'm in the wrong line of business. It went for $18,300. Okay, you really got money just to throw out there. Like you could have literally took $18,300 worth of 20s or worth of hundreds, went to the top of a building and just let it fly, and it would have went to better use than you over here spending money on air. The sculpture is invisible. Here's what the artist said about the sculpture. Okay, the sculptor said about his artwork. He said that he thinks of the sculpture as a vacuum. And then he goes on to say, the vacuum is nothing more than a space full of energy. And even if we empty it and there is nothing left, according to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that nothing has a weight. Therefore, it has energy that is condensed and transformed into particles, that is, into us. What? When what? Anyway, So the owner says that he was encouraged to exhibit the invisible work in a private house in a roughly 5 by 5 foot square foot obstruct square a, in a roughly 5 by 5 foot space free of obstruction. That's all I got for y'all today. And with that, I'm gonna just let y'all go ahead and wrestle around with that. Just go ahead and wrestle around with that. We're selling air now. We're selling air. Air. Just let I'm with that we get Shondo's in the chat because we out of here now. I'm going to work. I gotta go to work. And the rocket regular. Uh-oh. Oh God. That's what I got to say about that. All I have to say about selling air is and the rockets regular. Uh-oh. Oh God. Mm. Oh God. Oh boy. This is what y'all got going on. And the rockets regular. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Y'all are silly. We selling air if you need us. Air. Chum. I'm gonna go and listen to Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown sing No Air. That was my jam. Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown, No Air. That was my jam. That was Chris Brown's best song that he ever sang on. That was his best singing performance. And that ain't even his song. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that was Chris Brown's best singing performance. And it ain't even his song. It's Jordan Sparks' song. Anyway, Shondo's around the building. We thank you all for being with us here today. Thank you all for encouraging me today. I needed y'all today. I thank y'all for giving me a laugh and lifting me up and strengthening me as much as I do y'all. Um, I thank y'all. Y'all have no idea. I really appreciate y'all. I will be back probably Monday. I know we're doing the Teacher Project 2.0 on Monday. I might go live on Monday as well. I will be off the grid Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Most of next week I'll be off the grid, so I won't have anything probably coming out during that time. Um, yeah, all Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I'll be out. I might be in Bushes, maybe Wednesday, definitely Thursday. I might be in some bushes, but I will be definitely off the grid. Um, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Um, yeah, and we'll be back next week for Silly Saturday. I'll squeeze in the politics. That's what I might squeeze in on Monday. The politics of it all, because I owe y'all one of those. That's all I got for y'all today. Thank you all for being here. Y'all know, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for all of the contributions that you make to myself and to the channel. I do this for y'all. I do this because I know there are times that y'all need a laugh, or there are times that y'all just want to get away from whatever is going on. And I think it not robbery to come and be here for y'all. So I thank y'all, and y'all are here for me just as much as I am here for y'all. And I really appreciate that, y'all. So continue um, to be good and be great. How do I feel about the gentleman's panel ending? It was time. So I don't have no thoughts. I was a member of the gentleman's panel at one point. All things come to an end. Um, and it is what it is. Anyway, until next time, Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out.